Hi, my name is Gretchen Pontius. I am in EDL 854 Educational Finance. I'm going to go through Module 11, Gifts to Students or Staff. Gifts, first of all, are just personal goods or services for students or staff that's purchased with school funds. That's according to Mutter and Parker on page 59. In general, teachers are thoughtful and caring people. They want to celebrate with others. They want to show others they're thinking of them as they're going through rough patches or something in their lives that's trying. And that's just a teacher's natural instinct, is to want to care and show others that they care. With giving gifts, you need to remember that the money is not yours to do with as you please. You need to follow guidelines set forth by a committee or by your school district or specific school. And it's also important to remember that how the public perceives you is very important. You don't want to appear to have poor judgment with how you're spending the money. You need to keep that in mind as you are going through and giving gifts. There's two types of gift giving, gifts to students and staff. With students, I'm going to break that into two categories as well. And first would be fundraising incentives. With fundraising incentives, it would be for students who actually participated in the fundraiser. If you don't participate in the fundraiser, you don't get the incentive within the fundraiser. For example, my son at his school does Jump Rope for Heart. And if you participate, there's little incentives along the way, like little plush dolls, bracelets, t-shirts, just little things that are nominal in value. All of these gifts need to be age appropriate. So a little plush toy for my second grader is appropriate, but giving that to a high school is not as appropriate. They would want something that is more applicable to them, such as a keychain, or something else, still small in value that doesn't affect the profitability of the fundraiser, but it's age appropriate. These incentives or gifts need to be purchased with the funds that were raised through the fundraiser. It can't be through different money, so you need to make sure that you're not spending so much that you're canceling out the whole fundraiser. And also, the incentives can't favor just a specific group. It needs to favor or be for everyone that participated within that fundraiser. The second type of gift to students would be special achievement gifts, such as academic awards or athletic banquets. At my high school, we have an academic awards assembly at the end of the year where seniors are recognized. They go through and recognize students with good GPAs all through high school, just their senior year. Exceptional ACT scores, great AP exam scores, lots of different categories. A lot of times that would be maybe a candy bar, a little medal, and just a certificate that says their achievement. So it's nominal in value, but it still shows that you care and that you're watching and that we notice. An athletic banquet would be at the end of a season. A lot of times people go through and do an awards assembly for their athletes, most improved, most valuable. All of that could also have small little awards or gifts with it, but again, it needs to be age appropriate and it needs to be nominal in value. With this would come from the general fund. It could also be donated from a business or the parent group or organization, and if it's an athletic banquet, it could also come from the athletic funds. And even if it was funds that the athletic team raised, they could use those funds to fund the banquet. The next type of gifts I'm going to discuss would be gifts to staffs, and this one will be broken into three categories. First would be special occasion gifts. With special occasion gifts, this would be something for like a wedding, a baby, a death in the family. All of this, again, needs to be reasonably priced, and there needs to be guidelines for what you buy and how much money is spent. So for example, for a baby, it could just be a little onesie with the school's logo on it. For a wedding, it could be flowers or just something else that's nominal in value, but it shows that we care. A lot of times this will come from a remembrance fund or a staff fund where you would have a yearly staff due. At my school, we do just $5 a year, and it goes into a fund. It used to be more, but not a lot has happened lately, so that fund is a little higher than it has been in the past. With this, the annual dues, because it's dues from the staff, it needs to be managed by a committee of staff members, and this needs to be alternated and rotated throughout who is on the committee. They need to have written guidelines so that feelings aren't hurt. So for example, if I had a baby and they sent me a onesie, but then they sent someone else a onesie and a bear, that could cause animosity within the staff, so it's important to have guidelines of what's sent and how much money will be spent. Next would be fundraising incentives for staff. Again, they had to have participated in the fundraiser in order to get the incentive, and it could be something as whoever raised the most money. Again, it needs to be appropriate, and most importantly, it has to be less than 5% of the profit because it's going to come from those funds and you don't want to cancel out the whole fundraiser. The last type of gifts to staff would be all staff gifts, such as at the beginning of the school year, a welcome back to school gift. At Christmas, it could be a little something, but these need to be token gifts, nominal in value around $5 again. And this could be from the staff-generated funds again, or it could come from the parent group organization or an organization within the school district. It's important to not give gift cards or cash or certificates because those funds need to be added to someone's W-2, and you don't want to cancel out the thoughtfulness of a gift by making it be seen on their W-2. The last type of gift giving would be for special efforts. This goes to a specific student or staff member. With this would be a special collection or fundraiser if someone is going through a hard time, was diagnosed with cancer, or something along those lines, a car wreck, needing some physical therapy, off of school, something like that, that shows, again, that you care. It's really important to consult the district accounting department in this because things can get a little tricky. The funds received from the school are actually a taxable wage, so instead of going through that way, you should ask maybe the PTA or another organization to coordinate it on behalf of the school. That way it doesn't have to be reported on a W-2. It's not a taxable wage. All of my sources was just my experience at my school, and then I also used Mutter and Parker for more information. Thanks for listening.